Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this finds you well and settled into the new decade. Well, now we are, what's the date today? It's the 13th of January, so we're 2 weeks into the new decade. So I guess this is my first vlog of the year, so Happy New Year to you. Hope you've had a great Christmas, great New Year, and you've played lots of golf. Hopefully now you're sort of settling back into it, and you'll have time to have digested a little bit of what you want from your golf this year. And I always encourage all my pupils to create goals for themselves. We ask them to do it themselves and a little bit of help from me, but the question you've got to ask yourself is maybe something like, where do you want to be this time next year? Do you still want to be off the same handicap? Do you want to have improved? Do you want to be able to hit longer drives? Do you want to be able to hold more putts? Do you want to be able to hit the ball in a different direction? Okay, have a think about what you're trying to achieve from your golf this year. It doesn't matter whether I'm giving just one lesson or a series of lessons, that we always have a goal by the end of the lesson, all right? So have a think about what you're trying to achieve from your goals. Now, I've said this before, I'm a big fan of goal setting because it gives you some clarity to what you're trying to do with your game, all right? Now, when you do set your goals, you've got to think, you can't just say, well, I want to be better at golf. Well, what is better? Is that 0.1 off your handicap, or is it a significantly lower handicap? So when you think about setting goals, first thing to think about, and you may have heard me talk about this before, is the SMART principle of goal setting. Okay, and the SMART stands for, each letter of the SMART stands for something different. As always, I'll put a little caption up here so you can see what it says. But SMART stands for, the first S is for a specific goal. So I say, right, you know what, I'm off 15, I want to be off 14. Okay, number 2 at the M is measurable. Okay, number 3, the A is attainable. Number 4, R is realistic, and number 5 is timed. Okay, so what time are you going to set these by? Is it going to be in 6 months? Is it going to be within a year? Okay, so have a look at your goals and see if they apply to this SMART principle of goal setting that I've just spoken about there. All right, if you need any help setting some goals, or if you do have serious aspirations of golf this year, getting your handicap down, doing whatever it is you want to do with your golf, please come along and see me. I can definitely help with that, okay? And we can get you on the path to better golf, all right? So set yourself some goals. Ask yourself, are they smart? Are they sensible? Are they achievable? Are they all the things that I've just said, all right? I've set some for my business this year. Me and Jane, with it being a new decade, we've set some for this decade, what we want to achieve maybe by the end of the 2020s. So hopefully I'll get to report back to you that in 10 years' time to tell you how we got on with it. So yeah, smarter goals are the first thing. Make sure you set some, even if it's just 2 or 3, okay? Have something to aim for, have something to work towards this year in your game, okay? Now, if you need some help with that, one of the ways that I can help certainly is by you coming to some golf lessons, okay? And I do group lessons if individual ones aren't maybe your thing, okay? You know, one of your goals might be simply to take a golf lesson, but you feel, I don't know, hopefully not, but maybe too intimidated to come and see somebody. So come along in a group lesson with other people, get to meet some new people, work on a different subject every time. So first group lesson that I'm going to be having this year is going to be the first not Tuesday, where's that come from? First Monday in February, okay? Again, some posters coming up the side here. Have a look. I'll do some men's ones. They start at 9 o'clock, ladies start at 10:30, okay? So you don't want to miss them. We cover a different topic each week, starting with putting, we move on to short games, irons, we do some driving in there, and then we finish off by going on the course, which is a really good one, because it means that you get to put everything in play that we've learned, and it also means that you get to have a go on the course, work on course management, things like that. So the group lessons are starting first Monday in February. Again, some signs coming up there for you, some posters, all right? The group sessions are a great way, as I say, to learn different skills in company of other people. All right, so that's maybe one. I've got you to come to some group lessons. That's a start. Now, maybe, if it's anything like it has been these last couple of days, it's going to be very windy. So when we get around to doing the iron session, you never know, you might want to be able to hit it a little bit lower in this wind, okay? So I don't know what it sounds like at the moment on the microphone, but it is very windy. I'm here in the bay, and it's all coming straight into the bay, okay? So it is quite chilly out there. A lot of people are saying that when they hit their golf shots, it tends to balloon up in the air, or they try and hit it really hard into the wind. And so I thought that's a great topic to start off with this year, is to start off by teaching maybe how to play a lower shot into the wind, all right? So things to think about first of all right? I've got 2 clubs here, okay? Number 1, if I've got about 150 yards away, or maybe 155, normally it's a 7-iron. What I'm going to do is I'm going to club up. I'm going to take an extra club. Why is this? If I hit my 7-iron and I simply try and hit it harder, I get more spin on the ball. So it's going to go up, it's going to float up in the air, and you may have seen some of the videos where you can practically run out and catch it, okay? So we don't want that to happen. So first tip, go from a 7 to a 6-iron, or you certainly take an extra club. It's entirely up to you which one you want to do. Next thing to do is look at your ball position, okay? You can see I've got a ball sat just down here. So I've got the 6-iron in my hand here, and instead of having it right in the centre of my club, right in the centre of my feet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it back a little bit. Okay, I'm going to move the ball back in my stance a little bit. You remember I'm a silly left-hander. Move the ball back in your stance a bit. What that will do is that will, let's get this right, it's going to deal off the club a little bit. So it's going to make the ball go lower for you. All right, so there's your second one. So number 1, take more club. Number 2, put the ball at the back of your stance. Number 3, swing as normal, okay? Don't try and hit it any harder. As I said, when you hit it harder, you put more spin on the ball and it just balloons up and it doesn't go anywhere. So you're never going to get anywhere just by simply hitting the ball harder when you're hitting shots into the wind, okay? So, final thing to think about, just keep in mind, is that if you curve a ball, which again, people who come to my lessons will know, but I always recommend that you hit some sort of curve on your shot. So whether you hit left to right, right to left, if you're going into a wind, that wind is going to accentuate that curve, so allow a little bit more for the curve, okay guys? So, have a go at that on the course. Let me run through them again for you. Number 1, and again, hopefully something will come up on the screen in a minute. Number 1, take an extra club. Number 2, put the ball back in your stance. Number 3, swing easy. You may have heard the term, when it's breezy, swing easy, okay? Just remember, any curve is exaggerated, okay? Get yourselves on the course, have a go at that shot and see how you get on. Alright, a very quick one this week, guys, I'm afraid, because I've got a lesson in about 10 minutes, so I needed to get this filmed rather quickly. So, just a quick recap. Set yourself some goals. So important, any walks of life. Like I said, I've got work goals, I've set personal goals. Set yourself some goals. Use the SMART principle to decide how to set them and whether they are, set the SMART principle to decide whether they adhere to all the SMART points. Number 2, come and have a group lesson with me first week in February. Number 3, play some low shots into the wind, okay? Head out onto the practice range, find somewhere where you're going to hit it into the wind and have a little bit of a play around with that, okay? So, that's me done for today. Very short, very quick. Happy New Year to you all, and I hope I will see you on the course soon, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.